Hi guys, I just need to videotape myself right now because I am so tired and my brain hates me at the moment. So I'm gonna videotape me getting ready for a doctor's appointment while I talk to you guys about some things. Okay guys, now I got my stuff, my face is all clean, and I'm gonna show you what I do for my makeup routine. I'm gonna use Dove moisturizer to kind of get my skin ready for the makeup. I get this at the dollar store. It's honestly a great moisturizer if you don't want to spend a ton of money. I recommend putting a few little dollops on your skin though to make sure you get good moisturized. A good moisturized face means that your makeup will look better. Um, but anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys since I started this winter. I started working out. I wanted to talk to you guys about the challenges and the myths around people with cerebral palsy working out. A lot of times people think there's a couple of myths, but one of them is people with CP can't work out at all, which is untrue because people with cerebral palsy work out every day. They just do it in different ways. For example, if somebody has trouble lifting weights, instead they might lift a can of soup. If they have trouble with their legs, somebody might do, you know, uh, leg exercises with them, lifting them up and down and that kind of thing. Same with their arms. Somebody could be helping them with the weights and different things. And, you know, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is that people with cerebral palsy can work out too in all kinds of ways. They just um they just don't call it workout. Sometimes it's called physical therapy. So people do work out. And so that's one. So another myth is that ambulatory people um shouldn't be wheelchair users. And these are just myths I've come across in my experience. They don't have to be your experience. I know not everybody thinks this, but people think that somebody who is ambulatory, like myself, who can walk pretty well, that we don't have wheelchairs or don't need them for getting around, exercising, that kind of thing. Most people do understand, and most people are educated enough to know why we need a wheelchair, but for those few in the world that don't know, it's because of it could be because of distance from point A to point B. It could be the fact that we're fatigued. It could be, we had major surgery and our back hurts. It could be any number of reasons why an ambulatory person is using a wheelchair. It doesn't mean that they're faking it. Which is why I wanted to bring that up, because I do a lot of workouts in my wheelchair because I play basketball. So I end up, shooting the ball, dribbling, going up and down the court and stuff in my wheelchair. Which, if you've heard of wheelchair basketball, then you're pretty aware that that's a thing. But people think, sometimes that it's not intense enough. Like, it's not an intense workout. And I have to tell you, whether you're standing or whether you're sitting, basketball is a hard sport. You're working your arms, you're working your core. I have to keep my head still while I make shots, so I've got to work with those muscles too. So I end up tired by the end of the night and breaking a sweat, even though I'm sitting in a chair. So I definitely get a good workout in my wheelchair, and I definitely do need a wheelchair for those times I'm fatigued. And I can work out just like anybody else. I do running on the treadmill, I do leg lifts, I do squats, those kinds of things. And another myth that I wanted to debunk is that when we work out, it's not really for a purpose, because I know some people on the internet might say, okay, if you have CP, there's no purpose to working out. I have come across a few of those. And the answer to your question is the reason why people with CP work out is because we want to keep our abilities that we have. Like, I want to keep the ability to get up off the couch. I want to keep the ability to walk. I want to keep the ability to be standing up without holding on to a countertop. These little things that a lot of people take for granted take a lot of work and effort to maintain for those of us that have this condition. So that is what working out is for, is to retain our skills and our milestones that other people may have an easier time reaching. So that's why we work out. And so that's kind of the miss around working out. I didn't have an organized way of talking to you guys. I'm sorry if this was too fast. But I am getting ready for a doctor's appointment. But yeah, like, in cerebral palsy comes in all shapes and forms, but you don't hear about the mild side of the spectrum as much as you hear about the severe kinds of CP, because a lot of people think, when they think CP, they don't think me. They think somebody who's bound to a chair 24/7 and needs care 24/7 has CP. I have gotten many comments since that people have told me that I couldn't possibly have CP, or they didn't know I had it because I walked so well. Well, I wanted to bring attention to the fact that when I walk, I have to walk on the treadmill every day to maintain that ability. I have to get up off my butt just like everybody else and work for that. And a lot of times, people think that I hide it very well, or that's why I work out, is to hide my CP. That's not true at all. I don't work to hide it. I work to keep abilities that others may not have and that I don't take for granted. So I have to maintain that. That just doesn't stay. But the same is true for everybody. If you don't use your muscles, you lose them. So that's kind of how that works. That's why I work out as a person with cerebral palsy, is to maintain my abilities. Yes, there's benefits to me working out. And yes, sometimes even though I work out and I walk very well, I still need a wheelchair. I still need to be able to get from point A to point B on time like everybody else. And when my legs can't carry me from point A to point B in the right appropriate amount of time, that then leaves me with the option of using my wheelchair. So please don't ever assume that an ambulatory wheelchair user is faking it, because you don't know their life and their story and how hard it was for them before they got that chair. Just be kind to everybody, like I always say on this channel. But that is what I wanted to raise awareness of, is we have our own routines and everything else. And we do stay physically fit. We are not fragile. We do, break bones and stuff occasionally like everybody else. But we're not fragile, and we do move around. But sometimes we need a little help, just like everyone else. And needing help doesn't mean that I've regressed in my abilities in any way. Sometimes it just means I need help for that moment. Because there are good days with a disability and bad days. And a person's needs can change from day to day. And that is important to know when dealing with somebody with a disability, that there are a lot of myths around a lot of things, but I wanted to clear that up. How we work out, kind of why a wheelchair is useful for that, and the fact that, yes, we're able to do all that. So that's my video, that's my spiel. If you guys need me to break it down more, leave it in the comments and let me know. I am getting ready for a doctor's appointment, so I'm just kind of talking to y'all while I'm applying makeup. So, please excuse me just kind of hurrying. I'm just trying to kind of get my makeup at the same time as making an educational video. But let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will be here to answer. There is no dumb question. You're never dumb if you want to be educated. You are never dumb if you want to ask questions, if you want answers, if you want to know what it's like. You're never dumb. What will make you dumb is if you don't ask questions and you don't assume and you don't want to be educated. That will make you seem dumb. But asking questions is not dumb. I am happy to answer any of these questions in more depth if anybody wants it, because honestly, I do believe in education overall. I believe that that will break down barriers. So, people aren't supposed to know unless I educate them. So, if you guys want to know, you guys want to know. And I will let you know anything. But let me know what you think in the comments.